Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday, the 25th of December 2022. Thanks for joining me. You may hear some bells during this video. I'm filming this on the 24th and I've tried to time it well, but the bells are going off at just random moments during the day. So excuse the noise if it appears. I also want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy Christmas if you celebrate on this day. And if you're spending it with friends or family or by yourself, I hope you have a wonderful time. This is one of those loaded days of the year, you know, like New Year's, I suppose Easter to a certain extent, where there can be major expectations of how is the day going to go. So first of all, I'd just like to acknowledge that it's not going to be the easiest, happiest time for a lot of people, because there are all these expectations placed on us, and sometimes, you know, we internalize those and put pressure on ourselves. So for today's reading, I want to use the Radiant Rider-Waite deck. I think I'm going to use 4 cards today. That's the kind of guidance I got. So I'm just going to shuffle these a few times, and then there we go, and then choose my cards to see what the tarot wants you to be aware of and what energy you'll be working with. So let's see, first card is the Queen of Cups, who's a loving, nurturing presence. I'm just being reminded of something. Years ago, I made a video called The Secret Meanings of the Tarot, and I associated the Reiki healer with the Queen of Cups. It's a person who can turn a regular old cup into a trophy simply by taking care of it, by pouring her loving energy into it. So that is a really good sign to start with, that there's the potential really to help and support other people. And what you put out, you get back, right? So you have the potential to really transform a relationship or a situation into something marvelous. And if you do that, you'll get all of that energy back for yourself. So that's amazing. Next, we've got Justice. That's the cause and effect card, and that is making a point that what you do put out, you get back. This is the Karma card, and we've got the scales of Libra there. So it really is highlighting this aspect of life, that what you decide to give to other people is very likely to come back to you. So that starts off really nicely if you embody the Queen of Cups, and court cards appear as people in our lives or as certain characteristics. So this is kind of like a cheat code here. It's the shortcut. If you put out positivity, the cards are saying that you'll get that positivity back. Next, we have the High Priestess, which again is a character that's very much about being calm and sedate and listening rather than talking. And when the High Priestess listens, she pulls this veil aside with the pomegranates on it, and she has access to all the information and, even more importantly, all the love of the universe, and she's able to download that and channel it and get answers for herself and for other people. So that puts you in a really good spot, because if you go into any situation on this day, kind of focused on these two energies, not even focused, you'll naturally embody this energy, you're very likely to get a fabulous outcome, not just for you, but for everyone involved. And that really is then harmony for everybody and a good experience all around. Finally, the King of Swords. This is now the first card that's different, although it's quite similar to Justice. But that's kind of underlining a different point, which says that you see things very, very clearly, and that it's safe and good and right for you to make decisions based on your perception of a particular situation, and that you don't need to doubt yourself. So you're able to assess the things that are going on and really process them in a way that is useful and unbiased. Wow, so we've got loads of water here via these 2 cards. I know the Queen of Cups is a court card in the suit of water. The High Priestess technically is a major arcana card, so those aren't associated with elements. But the High Priestess connects to the higher realms, right? And that connection is defined in the tarot as cups, as water. And usually with the High Priestess, not in this deck, but in other decks, you can see this big lake behind her. You can even see it here a little bit, but it's hidden by these columns and this shroud or sheet or whatever it may be. So water and air. Water is the ability to communicate and to connect with other people, your higher self, your intuition, and to fundamentally embody the sense of love and kindness and generosity. It's a feminine element, so it's about receiving all of that, so you don't need to do much to feel that way. Justice and swords, again, only the king is associated with air, but justice is holding a sword. And it's also got this sheet behind it. There must be a better word than sheet. Let me know in the comments. But that's a masculine element, and that's about making decisions for yourself and kind of inserting yourself in situations rather than just responding to them. So the fact that we have this perfect balance between water and air means that this is fundamentally a balanced day. So if you're expecting extremes, major highs and lows, the cards are saying that you don't need to worry about that. This is fundamentally a very solid kind of energy, and it's even somewhat predictable. You can design this day for yourself and get the outcome you need by saying, I'm going to start the day off by connecting with something that makes me feel content and calm and gives me a sense of well-being. And then if I go into the rest of the day using that energy, I'll get really good results. And I'll get something that's very similar in return. There's something about these two things, though, that I need to look at. I'm just being prompted to look at those. So we've got two columns in each card. So with the High Priestess, we've got B and J. So that's black, that's white. So she exists beyond good and evil. Good and evil. She's someone who can tap into this sense of unity through her spiritual practice, and it means that she's not influenced by what's going on outside of her, as long as she's able to, and she's the master of this, to maintain this sense of I'm connected to a loving higher power. Then it really doesn't matter what's going on in her life. And she's got this crescent moon down here at her feet. It's the solution to fear. Faith equals, what is it? Faith is the antidote to fear. So she has a lot of faith in herself, in her life, simply by connecting with this energy that makes her feel loved. Here we've got two columns as well. We've got this purple sheet behind it. So purple in the tarot represents your connection with spirit. It represents the third eye chakra. It means that you get messages very clearly to the extent that you can almost see them. So that doorway is cleared by connecting with your spirituality, your sense of being connected. And that's what then clears the path for you to move into a future which feels joyful and like you're in control of it, or control in the sense of I'm getting all the information I need. I have a sense of, again, unity in myself. And that's what allows me to make plans for the future. So that adds another element to this reading, which says that not only will you get a good response from other people if you tap into a sense of well-being, but also it will give you amazing ideas for what you want to achieve moving forward, how you can bring things into your life that give you a sense of joy, and even first and foremost to identify the things that bring you joy. And then with the King of Swords here, who helps you to make great, clear, unbiased decisions, it's not only a day where you can enjoy really good relationships, but you can identify what's important to you, and you'll understand how you can manifest that moving forward. There's a lot in this spread. I find it quite complicated. So we've got all these individuals who are very different. We've got court cards and different elements. We've got two major arcana cards who have a different focus. And what I like is that each one is kind of being presented with a lot of dignity, and they occupy the center of the card. So that to me says that you're able to respect other people and value them for the differences, rather than feel like, oh, this person is totally different to me, we will never understand each other. So that willingness to look at the similarities, not the things that kind of keep you separate, ensures that you can have good relationships. It's very unlikely that people attack each other or argue or dismiss each other, because each person has a particular kind of gift that they bring to the table, and that's going to be appreciated by all the other people involved. Wow. Okay, number-wise, we've got the Queen, that counts as 1. The King counts as 1 as well. 1 and 1 is 2, and 11 is 13, and 2 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6, and 6 in numerology is a temporary opportunity, a window of opportunity that opens on this day. So if there are people particularly who are very different to you, or you're going into this day thinking, oh, I've got nothing in common here, how am I going to get through this? There's a message via the cards that fundamentally there's respect and dignity and an appreciation for other people's gifts and talents and their differences as something that makes life more interesting, rather than it creates a bunch of friction. So to me, that says you have the opportunity to have a really good connection with other people on this day. And if you're expecting a lot of conflict or drama, please don't. So that's what I get here. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a little bit until you get to the button that says book your reading. Click on that to order your reading with me. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.